Fufu is a very popular dish in Nigeria and throughout West Africa, and it's made with different ingredients. In this recipe, I'm going to be showing you how to make fufu with raw cassava, and it's going to be a very simple and easy recipe. Fufu is a swallow food. That means that you don't have to chew your fufu. All you have to do is dip in your soup or in your stew and swallow. Cassava is a tuber which is quite starchy, and if you've never come across a cassava, this is how it looks like. As you can see, the cassava has a brownish color on the outside and has a thick skin. The inside is white in color and it has a fibrous core that runs from top to bottom. I'm going to run my knife from top to bottom of the cassava, making a cut. Then I'm going to use my knife and lift up the skin of the cassava. Once my skin is fully released from the cassava, I'm going to run my finger under the skin of the cassava so that I can peel it. Now that I'm done peeling my cassava, I'm going to cut in the middle just like that. Run my knife and cut into quarters so that I can remove the core. We are removing the fibrous core because it's not going to be looking appealing once the fufu is cooked. You'll notice some strings in the fufu. Once I'm done, I'm going to transfer to a plate, and then I'm going to pick my next cassava and cut in the middle. And repeat by removing the core. Once done removing the fibrous core, it's time to chop up my cassava into medium sizes. So using my sharp knife, I'm going to chop up my cassava. Transfer to a bowl with water. And then I'm going to finish up chopping my cassava. I'm cutting up my cassava into medium sizes because I'm going to be blending. So I'm going to finish up in the next 30 seconds chopping up my cassava. And then I'm going to wash my cassava. If your cassava is a little bit messy, you can wash for around 2 to 3 times until the cassava is clean. So I'm going to drain off the water. Now I'm ready to blend up my cassava. So using my blender, I'm going to transfer in my washed cassava. Add in 1 cup of water. The water is going to make it easy for the blender to puree or to blend up the cassava into a paste. Cover and blend. Once my cassava is nice and smooth, I'm going to be transferring to a pot. And to blend up your cassava, make sure your blender is strong enough to blend up the pieces of cassava. And if your blender is not strong enough, make sure to chop up the cassava into tiny pieces so that it will be easier to blend. Now I'm ready to make my delicious fufu. So I'm going to transfer my smooth paste into my pot. Make sure I get everything from the blender because the fufu is going to turn out very delicious. Place aside, and using a wooden spatula. And using a wooden spatula, you're going to stir in the mixture until it comes to a boil. Reduce the flames to very low, and then you're going to cook your fufu for around 5 to 6 minutes. In those 6 minutes, what will happen is the water is going to evaporate, and then you're going to remain with the cassava dough, which you're going to cook until it's ready. So be patient and watch over your pot as your fufu is cooking. As it's coming to a boil, a dough is going to form. So what you'll do is stir continuously. This is after 3 minutes. As you can see, the dough is changing from a white color to a yellowish color. Just keep on stirring. This is after 4 minutes, and as you can see, a dough has formed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in a splash of water, about a quarter cup, that is 2 tablespoons of water. Then I'm going to cover and cook for around 5 to 6 more minutes. Remember, I'm using low flame to cook my fufu, so this process is going to make sure that the cassava is cooked so that you can have that very nice taste of fufu. My fufu is ready, and as you can see, it has a sticky consistency. So at this point, you'll need some nylon papers so that we can plate up our delicious fufu, just like how they do it in Nigeria. So I'm going to put out the flames, and using my scissors, I'm going to split my nylon papers or packing bags. Pick my spoon and scoop out my fufu and transfer in the nylon paper. Remember, the fufu is super hot, so be careful. Twist, and this is how they present the fufu in Nigeria. So I'm going to repeat once more. Cut along my nylon paper, place it on my plate, and add the fufu. My fufu has turned out perfect. It's elastic, smooth, and looking very delicious. And it's best served over some stew or soup. So hope you'll be trying out this amazing fufu recipe.